They're plants, but with a really cool biological twist. They're plants that happen to devour insects. Super cool and very interesting pets. But would they be considered pets, you ask? Absolutely. And today we're going to discover the amazing world of the most famous of the carnivorous plants, Venus flytraps and pitcher plants, both of which are growing in this new lush terrarium kingdom and carnivorous plant garden I recently acquired. Now these carnivorous plants will truly blow your mind, guys, especially when we do what excites carnivorous plant lovers the most, feeding them insects. Stay tuned until the end to watch the epic feeding session of our new carnivorous plants. I'll also be talking about how to care for them properly for those wanting to keep carnivorous plants. And as always, I'll be needing your help naming them in this video. So AC family, it's an eye-opening and trap-opening episode of Discovery. So gather round and let's all welcome to the Antiverse, organisms that deviate from the traditional order of nature, who reverse the regular prey-predator relationship, and are living proof that animals aren't always above plants in the food chain. Here on the AntsCanada Ant Channel. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Welcome to the AC family. Enjoy! Once upon a time, I sought the help of some special plants to help control the population of one of my massive ant colonies. I'm talking, of course, about the pitcher plants that I put inside the Hacienda del Dorado, the home of my then overpopulated colony of yellow crazy ants. The plan was to use these carnivorous pitcher plants as a biological population control, so the ants wouldn't overpopulate indefinitely. But turns out, the outcome was totally unexpected. At first it seemed to be working, with ants being eaten at a good rate. But the ants came out victorious in the end. Can you believe the ants found a way to kill the pitcher plants? By throwing their leftover prey insect parts and debris into the bellies of the pitcher plants. Ingenious! They literally overfed the pitcher plants to death. Also, it turns out, ant poop, which ordinarily would act as delicious plant food fertilizer for regular plants, is deadly for carnivorous plants, so they ended up dying. I'll be getting more into the science of all that later. But if you're like me, who's attempted to keep carnivorous plants in the past and they always ended up dying, then you'll understand by the end of this video why most people fail at keeping these very neat living pets. And most don't even realize that their dead carnivorous plants are actually still very alive, but just appear dead. As a kid, I remember always asking my parents to buy Venus flytraps that were on sale at Home Depot, but I couldn't figure out why they kept dying after a few months no matter how much I cared for them. I eventually concluded that the plants were just difficult to keep. But in actuality, these carnivorous plants are quite simple to keep when you know the basics. And soon you too will know how to properly care for these carnivorous plants, and perhaps even take a stab at keeping these seemingly half-animal, half-plant creatures. So let's take a look at our new carnivorous plant garden kingdom. AC family, welcome to the new territories I've called Carnivora. It's a gorgeous terrarium, wouldn't you agree? Inside we have two carnivorous plant species. One is the world-famous Venus flytrap, Dionea muscipula. This Venus flytrap has several traps growing at the end of each leaf. Inside the traps, you will find what are called trigger hairs. When prey such as small insects and spiders touch these hairs in succession, the leaves snap shut, trapping them inside. This Venus flytrap is a large, gorgeous, and impressive one. There are also two more baby Venus flytraps growing here and here, between some rocky parts. Further to the right side of the tank are these pitcher plants. It's known as the purple pitcher plant, Serracania purpurea. These plants have modified leaves called pitfall traps. The opening lip here secretes nectarine juice that attracts insects. Little do they know, These openings are slippery, with hairs that point inward to trap insects stopping by for a taste. The insects fall into the hollow parts of the leaves, where they will then be digested in fluids. What I also love about Carnivora are these patches of Holland moss spread all over the tank. It's decorative and looks really neat against the rocks and white sandy pathway of the terrarium. Now, this terrarium has been built strategically and specifically for these carnivorous plants. And to understand how to properly care for them, I've learned that you gotta understand their evolution. AC family, so get this. Some plants millions of years ago adapted to living in nutritionally poor environments that most other plants had trouble living in. Evolution designed these plants then to acquire their needed nutrients, not from the soil, like most regular plants, but from consuming insects. They're literally designed to grow in nutrient-deficient soils and be insect eaters. This means that pitcher plants and Venus flytraps, like most other carnivorous plants, hate nutrient-rich environments, hence the pitcher plants in the Hacienda del Dorado dying out. This is the first mistake new carnivorous plant owners make. The plants need nutrient-deficient material to grow. These plants here are growing in peat moss and horticultural sand, with no added fertilizer. No rich nutrient soils from our nucleus, as that would kill them. And they also grow at locations suspended above the ground, so that water doesn't drown the roots. They need good drainage, as the roots can rot easily. Speaking of water, they're only allowed to have distilled or rainwater, because even tap water might have too many minerals and nutrients in it for them. And guys, you will love the watering system I bought for the plants of Carnivora. Are you ready for it? It's coming in 1, 2, 3. A magical mist blankets Carnivora twice a day for a few minutes. Of course, if you have carnivorous plants, misting and watering will also do. But I have to admit, this way is so much cooler. I always have fun marveling at how the tank transforms into a Silent Hill scenery once I turn on the mist machine. It's eerie, mesmerizing, and I end up staring at it hypnotized by the beautiful swirls of fog. And now that the inhabitants of Carnivora have had their hydration, it's now time for what you've all been waiting for. It's feeding time. Our resident carnivorans are about to get fed. Now, the thing about these carnivorous plants is they don't need food regularly, and certainly not every day. That was a mistake I used to make keeping these as a kid. They only need insects when you see that they're kind of not doing so well or appear unhealthy. It's really hard not to feed carnivorous plants insects on a regular basis, especially because that's the whole allure of keeping them. If they're kept outside, the plants may be able to catch enough insects on their own, and you won't have to worry about feeding them. But today I'm going to be feeding our carnivorous plants because they're kept indoors, and I'm giving them a bit more than usual for a very important reason I'll be getting into in a bit. Let's start with our big Venus flytrap. I want to start with this dead trapjaw ant I recovered from our Jawbreakers graveyard site. Watch what happens. It may surprise you. Placing one in now. The ant touches the trigger hairs, and bam! Trapped. Now to give another one to this trap. Swallowed. Now here's the thing I want to show you guys. Because these ants were already dead, the Venus flytraps opened a couple of days later, revealing the undigested ants inside. You see, Venus flytraps like their meals alive and moving. The movement inside the trap stimulates the plant to digest the insect. Some may say urea produced by the insect elicits digestion, but whatever the case, our dead ants were rejected and barfed up. Okay, so let's feed a living insect now. This cockroach nymph. Moving it in with my tweezers. And oh no! It got away! Causing the Venus flytraps to close without food in their traps is apparently a waste of energy. I mean, for a plant, movement like opening and closing anything takes a lot of energy. which is why you should never touch the trigger hairs of the traps, as it would cost the plant valuable energy. Let's try the other side. The legs tickle the trigger hairs, and bam! Successfully eaten. The movement of the roach will now elicit the digestive juices to come flowing and digest the roach. I use the toothpick to push the roach deeper in. Now let's feed the pitcher plants. These plants don't need struggling prey, so I'll be feeding them some chopped up mealworm. And in you go. It will drop to the bottom where it will soak and digest in fluids, thereby nourishing the pitcher plant. And let's feed this one too. In you go. And there you have it. Our carnivorous plants have been fed. Pretty cool, right? Now the reason I decided to feed the plants now is because they need to undergo a hibernation period. These carnivorous plants are from North America, and like North American ants, benefit greatly from a 3-month hibernation period where they receive less light and water. Right now they've been used to 12 hours of light every day and regular foggings. But starting today, I'll be reducing their light to 4 hours a day and a little less water. During hibernation, the plants look black and pretty much dead. When I was a kid, we didn't have the info-rich World Wide Web, so I couldn't figure out why my Venus flytrap plants from Home Depot would die out every winter, no matter how much I tried to care for them well. Turns out, they weren't actually dead. They were just shriveling up to preserve all their nutrients and energy to survive the hostile hibernation period. Take note, all you who want to keep Venus flytraps, that they will shrivel up and blacken every winter, but are still very much so alive, and will miraculously revive bright and green in the spring. Like ants, though you don't have to put your Venus flytraps through a hibernation period, it is said doing so prolongs their lifespan, and they truly benefit from the yearly dormant period. These new carnivorous plants of ours are truly awesome additions to our growing menagerie of pets and terrarium kingdoms. Let me know in the comments what we should name our carnivorous plants, and I will choose my top favorites for us to vote on in a future video. Perhaps something like the snapdragons for the Venus flytraps, or the decanters for the pitcher plants. I'll be announcing the winning names in an upcoming episode. In terms of long-term care, you must make sure to trim off any blackened leaves or traps, as they may spread fungus outbreaks. This pitcher purple plant, which is also North American, also requires a hibernation period, as does this species of moss, according to some sources, which also comes from a temperate climate. So Carnivora is winding down for its winter slumber, but around February, I'll switch their photo period back to 12 hours a day of light, and have regular mistings again. By then, a new vitality will invigorate all of Carnivora here. And to be honest, it's kind of no different from keeping ants. In Canada, I used to love hibernating my ant colonies because it meant that I could take a break from the demanding duties of maintenance for a good 3 to 4 months. It keeps the hobby fresh and always gave me something to look forward to. How about you guys? Are any of you hibernating your ants right now? How are you guys doing with the weight? Well, we ant keepers, carnivorous plant enthusiasts, and hey, a whole lot of animal keepers too, are all in the same boat, going through the same hibernation wait. It's amazing to think that many plants and animals require a dormancy period to stay healthy. It's amazing how deeply biologically tied many organisms are to their respective native climates. It's why apples don't grow in tropical regions, and why many captive lizards need a hibernation period in order to successfully breed. As we all move into 2020, a new decade, I felt this could be the ultimate reminder and metaphor for new beginnings. Life sometimes needs a break, so it can come back strong and more vibrant than ever before. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly love you guys so much. It's ant and plant love forever. Alrighty, Sea Family, do you like our new carnivorous plant terrarium? I hope for it to flourish and eventually move the plants and moss into something much bigger and more epic. But all that in time. I want to take the time to wish you all a happy new year 2020, and thank you guys so much for watching my videos week after week. It means a lot to me that you guys love nature as much as I do. So if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications now, and choose all so you get notified every time I release these high-quality nature videos. And please remember to hit the like button every single time, including now. Just a reminder, I wanted to let everyone know that this is your last chance to avail of our big AC Annual Holidays promo, the 2020 sale, at my website, AntsCanada.com. That's 20% off all hybrid series ant farms and gear packs from now until January 2020. Plus a free copy of our newly updated Ultimate Ant Keeping Handbook, right now at AntsCanada.com. Click the link in the description to get your AC ant farm today. AC in or colony, I have left a hidden cookie for you here if you would like to watch more scenes of the plants of Carnivora, as well as feedings. They're gorgeous plants, and I believe you guys will love them. And now it's time for the AC question of the week. Last week we asked, what is your favorite thing in the ant terrarium in a bottle we made? Congratulations to Jamie Whitsett, who correctly answered, my favorite part is the path. It is absolutely gorgeous. Congratulations, Jamie, you just won a free Ultimate Ant Keeping Handbook from our shop. In this week's AC question of the week, we ask, what type of water do our carnivorous plants need? Leave your answer in the comment section, and you could also win a free ebook handbook from our shop. Hope you can subscribe to the channel as we upload every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video to help us keep making more. It's Ant Love forever.